Hi, so my name is Kelly. I am hopeful that you checked out some of the other videos here on the channel. And today I wanted to give you a life tip. I am a life and business and self-discovery coach here in South Florida. And it was on my heart today to give you some tips on how to deal with life. Hence the life tip. But really, what I want to talk to you about is meditation. As a holistic life coach and kind of a spiritual teacher of sorts, I'm a certified Reiki master. One of the things that I have done in my life for the past 26 years is meditation. Now, you might be looking at me and you might say, oh my gosh, 26 years? Did you start 2 years ago? Thank you. No, I started when I was a teenager. And I studied theology for a lot of years. And one of the things that I really loved about Buddhism and Taoism was the art and practice of meditation. And it really changed my life when things were turbulent as a child and out of my control. And I found that meditation really helped to take the burden of too much life, too much pressure in life, and things that I couldn't control. Prior to meditating, true confession time, I will tell you, I tried to control my environment by like cleaning too much and doing my homework like a, a robot, like trying to get straight A's and just really putting everything into efforting. And that's something like a new age term, efforting versus allowing. And something that I'm really good at and really love doing is law of attraction and manifestation. And I was doing it even before it was cool. I was doing visualization since age 10. And then just a few short years later, I was meditating. And that I think is part of why I've been so good at being able to create my own reality. So without further ado, I just want to share with you some tips on meditating. And this is by no means a rule book or like you must do this. This is just what's worked for me and what has as I teach people in person, what has worked for them. So starting with your seat, getting into a comfortable seat. You can be on the floor, you can be on a chair, you can be on the bed. I found it's easier when you're first beginning not to be in the bed because psychologically you're primed to sleep in the bed. So getting your mind to a state that's not in a place for sleep, because your brain is automatically going to go into those brain waves that's like, ooh, it's time for sleepy time. So even as an experienced meditator, I know when I'm ready for a nap and I want to get into those theta waves, I will go into the bed. But I typically, when I'm really wanting to just focus my thoughts and into no thoughts, or what they call neti neti, I go onto the floor because I like to be grounded. But right now I'm in a chair, so you noticed I made some shifts. I uncrossed my legs. So I like to get and sit up nice and straight and tall. And so taking a deep breath and just letting out air. And really focusing on the breath is something that is amazing. Now, guided meditations are great when you're first beginning because they help your mind to focus, and they help you to focus not on your own busy and cluttered mind, but you're still not able to get out of that beta state and into those thetas and deltas and all of those other waves that really slow down the rate of thinking and help you to receive in the subconscious mind programming. So my suggestion, if you really want to get into meditation, like what the monks do and what has been beneficial for brainwave activation, is just not pressuring yourself, but allowing yourself to really go into a silent meditation. So putting both feet flat on the floor or sitting cross-legged on the floor, I have a crystal in my hand, and it's not necessarily like to have crystals, but sometimes I'll just have a pen in my hand. So, you can have like a pen or a crystal. I like crystals sometimes because I like the the impact of just the smoothness of them. Like you can have a worry stone that you can worry, like rub your, if you're nervous, if you tend to bite your nails, you can do that to break the habit or something like that. Totally different subject. Life tips, right? So, okay. So sitting quietly, just take a nice deep breath in and exhale. And what you're trying to do here is you're slowing down the adrenals in your body. You're slowing down your nervous system. And as you focus on that breath, you're not worried so much about your to-do list, your shopping list. You're letting go of the guilt for taking this time for yourself. Now, if you have a kid or a cat or a dog or somebody banging on the door, take another deep breath. And just let it go. And it's okay if your mind is still saying, oh my goodness, you are still doing this. Instead of arguing with yourself and saying, no, no, I'm doing this meditation thing, agree with your mind and say, I know I left my shoes off outside of where the shoes need to go. I know that my purse is sitting on the floor. Yes, it is. And just breathe. And it's so good. And just focus on your breathing. And something that I've found, if you are using something like Insight Timer, which is a free app, they have paid things within that app, is you can set it for like 2 minutes. Again, starting small and giving yourself that grace and forgiveness of not getting it perfect, but just focusing on counting like to 4 on your breathing in, and just 1, 2, 3, 4. Holding it for a second, and then breathing out to 5. So just doing that the whole time. And that will get your brain primed to where you are able to go for the whole 2 minutes, just counting for the time. And if you lose sight, like if you're like, oh my gosh, a big truck just went by and made me lose my focus on my count, just say, yes, a big truck went by. Oh, it's okay. Breathing again. And then you can focus on something like the air conditioner noise or a whirring of a fan or something like that. That's another good way to distract your mind and just say, that's fine. And it feels so good just to, and then when the timer goes off after 2 minutes, you're like, okay, I made it through. Like, that's good. And just letting it go. And just for the rest of the day, not putting any pressure. Like, you're not trying to win a meditation race or practice. There's no trophies given out. It's just a dedicated set of time that you've put aside for yourself and that you're practicing. It's just like doctors and lawyers, they're just practicing, right? So in your meditation, just practice and see what you do. So try it for 2 minutes a day, work your way up and get further. Something that I do sometimes is guided meditation. I either am leading people or I receive. And maybe as time goes on, I'll do some guided meditations here. If that sounds good to you, let me know. So hopefully this is helpful. Give me a like, give me a subscribe. Let me know what you think. I'll talk to you soon.